So in this video, I'm going to show you how to hide an entire module and how to hide an assignment. So the first thing you want to notice is that this editing button, and it's green if editing is off, and it's red if editing is on. So I want to turn this on. So across from the topic for any module, you have an eye. And if I click this, it will hide that entire module. So let's go to the first one here. So if I click this eye, I've hidden that entire module, and so the assignments will not show up in the gradebook. I'm going to unhide that. So now it's back on. The entire module is showing up for the student, and these assignments down here are in the gradebook. If you want to hide a lesson or an assignment, you click Edit across from there, and you can just hide. So if I want to hide that lesson 1.00, I click Hide, and now it will not show up for the student. I want to turn that back on. Now there's an additional way to hide content from students, and that's by doing this activity completion condition. And so for example, if I want to say this 1.01 numerical operations problem set, if I want to put a condition in here, I click Edit, I hit Edit Settings, and then I can scroll down to restrict access. So you can do a couple things. You can have it based on some grade of a previous assignment, or you can do it based on the completion of a different assignment. So maybe I want them to look at the lesson materials before they attempt this problem set. So I go to 1.01 numerical operations, and I want it to be marked complete. You could also do it if you want to have a passing grade, but this lesson is just accessing the Florida virtual content, so it's not a grade. And so now I can also put show activity grade out with the restriction information. This is highly recommended instead of just doing hide from them at all. We want them to see that it's there, and I want them to know what they have to do in order to access it. So I click Save and Return. Now, with this assignment, it tells them they can't access this until they do activity 1.01 numerical operations. So they actually have to do this up here. Now granted, all they have to do is view this and it'll mark that complete, but that's one way to do it. I've set those type of permissions for the Module 1 test in this site. So in order to access this, they have to do all of these 1.1 through 1.8. They have to do all of these assignments and get a grade for them in order to take the test. They also have it set up that they have to finish this test part 1 before they are given test part 2. Furthermore, I have it so I have this topic, this module 2 will not open unless they achieve a 70% on module 1 test part 1 and on module 1 test part 2. And the way you can change that, so instead of just hiding this completely because I want it part of my course, I have this activity completion condition, and you can access that through this little gear here. And when I go to restrict access, this is where I put my grade condition. I said module 1 test part 1 and part 2, and I want them to be 70%, 70%. And then I went down here and I put show section grade out, because I want them to know what they have to do in order to access that. So I'm going to turn editing off. And then go to the switch my role to a student, just so you can see what that looks like. See, that's not it. These modules will not show up until they've done that. So module 2 will not open until module 1 tests are done, and so forth.